Attack of the show. Attack.
The Cold War is pretty much over for us in America, but really it's still a big reality for South Korea. I mean, right behind me, right there, is North Korea. And they have about 9 million active and reserve troops. They have at least 2,500 tons of biochemical weapons. You know, they have artillery, they have 1 or 2 nuclear missiles, and they're really close, and they don't have a sense of humor.
On June 25th, 1950, North Korea invaded South Korea with the goal of creating a unified communist country. However, the West did not sit by quietly. General MacArthur led a large military force that pushed the North Koreans back to the 38th parallel, creating a demilitarized zone separating the North and the South. Although the armed conflict might be over, the threat of violence continues to hang over their heads.
You can see up behind me there's a guard tower, and that's where the North Koreans are actually sitting there right now watching all of this going on. They got their binoculars and everything. They're peeking out, making sure we don't do anything bad. Now, these buildings are used by both the North Koreans and the South Koreans. When South Korea is using it, they seal off the building and they lock the door so that the North Koreans can't enter.
The position the soldiers are in right now is, again, rock ready. Typically, if we have a full cordon set, which it looks like we do now, you'll see them along halfway across the building for protection. Glasses meant as an intimidating factor, along with the stance, so that way they're prepared for action at all given times. If you come on this side, past the speakers, you will be in North Korea. So if you folks are still in South, then I'm hanging out with the guys over here.
Checkpoint 3 is the only one right now that's actually manned because they have surveillance cameras and they do the job of soldiers actually sitting there with binoculars watching.
And it's not enough to keep tabs above ground. They've got to keep an underground vigil as well.
This is Tunnel 3. This is one of the infiltration tunnels that North Korea dug to invade Seoul, but they found the tunnel and, of course, put a stop to it. And so we're going to go down to the end of the tunnel and see what we can see. They painted all the walls black so that if anybody found it, they could pretend it was an abandoned coal mine. But at its peak, they were hoping to send about 10,000 soldiers per hour through the tunnel into South Korea. They were about halfway through this tunnel to North Korea, and you can't go any further. There's a lot of barbed wire. We're about 73 meters underground right now. This is the end of the line. There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Modern warfare includes propaganda and mind games like having the South build a train station at the cost of $10 million that would have linked both the North and the South, but has never been used.
This is Dorasan Station. It actually goes nowhere. You can see behind me it says, you know, there's the tracks to Pyongyang, but you know, that's not open right now. Actually, the day before it was supposed to open, the North Koreans nixed the whole thing. So South Koreans had built this big, beautiful station that goes nowhere. So that's the DMZ. It is a really quite scary place that, you know, tourists can also go to sometimes. So if you're here, you should check it out. Me, I'm going back to Seoul. Mama needs some soju. I got 56 kilometers to go, so it'll take me a while.
It's big, it's beautiful, and you're gonna love it.
Attack of the Show's Epic April, weeknights at 7, only on G4.